feel like there's a lot, like, I have a lot of single girlfriends, okay? And, like, they are so amazing, and, like, they're these empowered, beautiful women that are just, like, they have so much to offer. Men out here are doing the absolute bare minimum, and they're so lazy at trying to, like, just understand and get to know these women. Like, for men out there, like, a successful, educated, like, independent, badass woman, like, why aren't you wifing them up? Like, what is your deal? Why do you feel like you're insecure and you can't, like, what is, like, because that's what my ex said to me. He was like, I'm not good enough for you, like, all these things, I can't give you the things that you deserve. And it's like, why don't you just be better for me then?
That sounds like a lot of work.
Something that no one really talks about in dating is how you feel absolutely ridiculous. Like, you meet someone, you connect, and you start thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like, this could literally be it. Like, you know what, we connected, but then you also are like, I literally just met this person, right? And so then you just kind of downplay it and you're like, oh my gosh, like, no, that's ridiculous. Like, we just met. But here's the thing. It's okay to be a little bit delusional, and it's okay to be optimistic that, you know what, this very well could be your person. It could be, because we don't know. We don't know. And I know that, 9 times out of 10, every other time hasn't been it. But you know what, babe, this could be the time. And maybe it's not, and that's okay too. Just enjoy the experience, no expectations. But it's okay to be excited that you met someone and you connect and you enjoy each other's company. Just don't be so hard on yourself. Enjoy the experience.
No, thanks.
Men really be out here having the audacity. Let me tell you about the date that I went on last night. Now, I really don't go on a lot of dates because, first of all, I'm super fucking busy. And the majority of the time when I go on dates, it ends up being disappointing for me every time. It's not necessarily their fault. I just don't feel it. Like, I know exactly what I'm looking for. And also, I can't remember the last time I was attracted to someone, like, interested in someone. It doesn't happen often for me, which is a shame. But so that means going on dates is a waste of my time usually. But I try to go on them because I'm also a logical person and I know that you have to put yourself out there. Now, from the bat, this date I was not feeling good about it. He has like a training that he does pretty much every night that ends at 10. So when we were trying to set up this date, he kept being like, oh, I can meet you at 10. And I was like, what? Like, do you hear yourself? Like, I'm in bed at 11. Like, no, I'm not meeting you at 10. Like, what the fuck, on a Tuesday? No. Then we finally find a time to meet, which was yesterday. And when we're trying to figure out where to go, he tells me that he doesn't live in Paris. He lives south of Paris. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, so maybe we can find a spot in the middle. And I'm like, yeah, that works. And I'm like, well, I'm really busy today. Like, do you know of a place that would work in between? He's like, yeah. Sends me a place. And I put it in Google Maps to see how in between it is. It's 40 minutes for me, 16 for him. Like, you selfish motherfucker. So I literally messaged him and I was like, c'est 15 minutes pour moi, 16 pour toi? No. And he's like, oh, sorry. Do you know of a better place? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll just go find the place, even though that was your job. Fine. So then I found a place that's actually in the middle for us, which wasn't that hard. And here's where it gets great. 30 minutes before we're supposed to meet, this motherfucker sends me this text message. For those who don't speak French, I'll translate. He basically is saying, hey, do you think you can send me a couple photos of yourself here on WhatsApp? Sorry to ask, it's just that I've had some bad surprises when I've met up with people and I don't want us to waste time. To which I reply, lol, what? First of all, there's photos of me on Bumble. Second of all, even if you feel that way, because if you really want to compare who's been more disappointed, I guarantee you I've been more disappointed than you have. Even when I want to ask those questions, even if I want to say to you, send me a picture of yourself standing next to a measuring tape against the wall so we can see if you're actually the height that you say you are, because spoiler alert, he wasn't. I don't say those things even though I want to, because I know that saying something like that puts the tone of the date in a bad way, an uneven playing field. That person's now going to enter the date feeling like self-conscious. It's a dick thing to say. But on top of this, I look exactly like my Bumble photos. I've actually had a lot of guys tell me that I look better in real life than I do in my photos. So actually they're like happily surprised when they meet me. I don't know. But like, I was laughing about this as if he thinks he's going to be the one disappointed after this date. Like, bro, be fucking for real. So I didn't send them. He was then 30 minutes late to the date. The date was fine. It's not good, not bad, but he said he was 1.80 m and he's literally not 1 centimeter above 1.73 m. Go figure. Anyways, I'm still single in case you're wondering. Promise you, it's not my fault. It's not me.
Hey, yeah, it is you. The men she gets with don't want to try because they know they have better options, and she is just a smash and pass. I seriously don't know how women choose horribly and then blame men for it. It's like buying a bad apple from the store and blaming the apple for being bad. And her ex obviously said he's not good enough for her because he wanted to do a runner. She was right about that. He was definitely using an excuse.
I had no other choice.
I'm sure the only reason why she feels the guy she just met could be the one for her is because he's 6 foot, makes 6 figures and has a six-pack. They give themselves permission to be delusional as long as the guy is conventionally sought after by other women. But it's the complete opposite when it's an average guy. The fact she believes she deserves a top-tier man with a little one screaming in the background is another story. In this case, it's not okay to be a little delusional.
It's crazy.
I think we already know why this one can't find a man. She is very difficult to listen to. She says it's not her fault and it's not her.
It's her.
Real men of genius.